Oh, yeah, I did see this. I guess we can give an update for this, the dock worker situation.
Andrew Kraft, thanks so much for being with us here on this very busy Thursday. We're a little past the top of the hour. It's a new hour, 4 o'clock here on the West Coast, 7.
That's the way I would talk whenever I was writing an essay that had to be 500 words.
O'clock there on the East Coast. We have breaking news that we want to get to right now. You'll remember if you were joining us on midnight on Monday, October the 1st, when those port workers went on strike. They went off the job onto the picket line. We are breaking in right now because the part of them up here, not only in New York, but also there at the Port of Savannah in Georgia as well. Well, this is what we know. The union representing those 45,000 striking U.S. dock workers at ports up and down the eastern seaboard and the Gulf Coast. Well, they have reached a deal with the U.S. Maritime Alliance to suspend their strike until January the 15th to provide time to negotiate a new contract. That's according to a person.
So basically, they got plus 62% wages. That's right. So they got a 62% wage increase because of this. But there were two things that the workers wanted. They wanted the wage increase, and they also wanted the ban on automation. That's what they didn't get. I feel like obviously they didn't get that. There's no way that this company can write them a blank check and say, we are going to be regressive with our technology indefinitely. They can't do that.
Briefed on the matter to Fox here. So the strike is over for now. There's this 90-day window for talks to continue. This is tentative at the moment here. If talks break down past January 15th, presumably
hopefully they can make those robots in 90 days.
Will go into effect, but they have bought themselves time here. The union, remember, the International Longshoremen's Association, will resume working immediately,
we'll find
at
out.
least until January the 15th. The agreement will allow both the union and the U.S. Maritime Alliance, which represents both the shippers and the ports here, time to negotiate a new 6-year contract. So the person to the Associated Press also said both sides reached agreement on wage increases,
here
but
it is.
Details were not available here. Fox Business, though, does have the details. If no full deal is reached by then, by January the 15th, the offer that is on the table right now, that offer is a 62% wage increase. That hike will be pulled from the table if in the interim they cannot still agree on this here. This is a conditional offer. It's been made to the ILA. The ILA has accepted this right now. 62% wage increase here. Not entirely sure if they have agreed or not on some of these other concerns these dock workers had, like the threat of automation to their jobs. Also
it's impossible
with regard to their retirement plans as well. This is what we know right now. The deal reached only...
You know they're putting max money into R&D right now? I think so, too. I think what's 62% is ridiculous. 62% over years. Yeah, but, I mean, I feel like most people don't get a 62% raise even over, a handful of years, right? That's a crazy amount of increases in money. So, yeah, how's it even possible? 62%? Are they like CEOs? No, then it would be 662%. But, no, yeah. They're going to start firing people real soon? I guess so.
Matters right now with their base pay, with their wages, and they're getting a 62% hike. It's on the table, that offer, for the next 90 days here. In the meantime, we are getting in right now a joint statement in from both parties. Let's take that here. All right, so this is what they say. This is a joint statement between the ILA and the Maritime Alliance, quote, that the International Longshoremen's Association and the United States Maritime Alliance Limited have reached a tentative agreement on wages and have agreed to extend the master contract until January 15th, 2025 to return to the bargaining table to negotiate all other outstanding issues. Effective immediately, all current job actions will cease and all work covered by the master contract will resume here.
There it is.
So this was about a 3.5-day strike here. We've covered a lot of union strikes here at Live Now. This one, not very long at all here. We do have live pictures. I believe this is in Red Hook in Brooklyn at the moment, a live picture there. And you can see it looks like some of these striking dock
Well, I mean, you can see how, like, I mean, obviously this is what's going to happen, right? Like,
all right, that breaking news right now. WJZ has just learned an agreement has been reached between longshoremen and the United States Maritime.
I'm sorry, like the way that other guy was talking, it was just, I couldn't do it.
Alliance. Yeah. There's Tara Lynch. She's been all week long following this strike. So tell us what you know, Tara.
Well, Denise, we're here exclusively with ILA Local 333 President Scott Cowan. Scott, you just made the announcement to your folks. The strike is over.
Yes, the strike's over.
There it is.
We got a call from our international.
Holy
shit. We're going to receive a 61.5% increase over the next 6 years. And we're going to have other language to protect us from automation worked out over the next few months and other.
Okay, so there is going to be language to protect from automation in that case. Well, there we go. I wonder what that's going to be. Because I feel like the only way the company can do that is if they currently say that, like, anybody who works there, like, they'll be willing to retrain them in using the automation software and the tools. Because I can't imagine them be able to get rid of automation. There's no way.
Issues that we need resolved.
New jobs automated. Yeah, old ones protected.
Right
exactly.
Now. What is your emotion for you and your members?
I'm happy for them so they can get back to work and take care of their families. I mean, they've been out here for 3 days around the clock. So this is a good thing for everybody. It's a good thing for the state, the port, and all the members here and all their families.
The money question, I think, is when will this port start to see action? When will people be back on the terminal grounds, unloading and loading cargo?
Tomorrow morning.
What do you think that will be like? I mean, I've seen some of the emotion from some of your members who are just off camera from us now. Yeah. They are thrilled. I mean, what does this mean to them?
It means that they can provide, put food on the table, pay their bills. They don't have to worry anymore, possibly losing their cars or their homes or anything like that. You know, we're just coming back off of a major catastrophe.
Oh my God.
Maritime tragedy with the bridge collapse. We were out of work for 2 months. Now we're out of work for a few more days. We're very excited to be back.
This is Stream Sniper.
Talk to us about, why these members, you spoke to us exclusively earlier, but you said they deserve this raise. Not always do they get work. Not always do they pick up hours. Why is this wage increase so important? And why is protection against automation so important to you?
Well, the protection against automation is, robots don't pay taxes and they don't put food on your table. So it's very important to protect these jobs. And as far as,
I totally disagree with this, by the way. The idea that you need to keep jobs in the market, no way. They don't put food on the table for you. The company does not owe you a living. Like, it's not how it works. They don't owe you a job infinitely. Also, like, isn't working on a dock, I mean, I feel like in some cases it could be dangerous and it could be physically demanding, right? I mean, I'm not really sure. Like, I'm not saying it's like super dangerous or super physically demanding, but I think it probably is to an extent. Like, if I look at a lot of these dock workers, these are, in shape men. So wouldn't that be a huge W that we have people that are now like, now you don't have to do this job that's dangerous and it puts you at physical risk? What are we talking about? This is the whole reason why automation is designed. That's it. It's a good thing.
The cost of everything's up. These folks work during COVID night and day, getting goods to market. It's so important for them to finally get in on the back end of all the hard work that they put in for this country during COVID.
Scott, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. We appreciate you speaking with us earlier.
I don't like the argument about the fact that they worked really hard during COVID, so they deserve to be paid more now. Because I feel like everybody did that. Like anybody who had a job at that point took that same risk. And I think that, like, if the company's making more money, then it makes more sense to give them more money. Yeah, sure. But, like, because of COVID, I don't, yeah, that's weird.
As well, and congratulations on this new deal.
Sure, you're welcome. Thank you.
All right, Denise, back to you.
Well, there it is.
Well done, Tara. Thank you.
So I think, honestly, I'll be really curious to see what happens with the automation, because I just can't see them being able to just straight up ban automation. You don't see people complaining about drones taking pilots out of airplanes in a combat zone? Exactly, yeah. That's a horrible argument. The problem is where these workers are going to go when they're bought out by automation. So, like, I don't like what you're saying. You're saying that the company has some sort of obligation to provide, so it has to be regressive in the way that it pursues technology in order to keep jobs on life support. That sounds like that's such a stupid way to run an economy. That's so stupid. Yeah, companies are responsible. Yeah, it's insane. There's so many fallacies. Yeah, I can't even imagine people thinking that's a good idea. It's absolutely not. I don't agree with it at all. I'm interested in one of your opinion, what the world should do when so many people are automated out of work. I think that they have to have universal basic income. I think you need UBI. Like, I don't see a world where you don't have UBI. That's the issue. Like, I know a lot of people are not fans of it, right? People don't like the idea of universal basic income. But I don't see an outcome that doesn't include that. That's the problem. Yeah. Because, like, eventually you're going to have so many jobs that are automated that there's going to be no way for people to expect to have a job. And also, I think what's going to happen is, so if you look at the bottom 20% of, like, let's say IQ people, a lot of the jobs that dumb people used to do, guess what? Those are the easiest ones to make a machine do, because it's take a box and put the box from here over to there. Well, guess what? If you're the kind of person who's only smart enough to figure out how to do that, and it is absolutely true. Like, I know there's some people that are taller or shorter than other people. There's people that go bald and other people that don't go bald. There's people that have blue eyes, people that have brown eyes. There is a lot of variance in every aspect of human behavior, right? Every aspect of a person, there's a massive spectrum, right? So what do you really think the odds are that some people are just like, it's like there's some people that are never going to grow to 6 feet tall. It doesn't matter how many veggies you feed them. It doesn't matter if they eat, Frosted Flakes growing up. They're still going to be 5'11". That's it. So the problem is that that's true with IQ as well, is that to a certain extent, you can train a person to be like the smartest version of themselves, but the smartest version of themselves still might not be sufficient to be able to do a job that requires a high level of critical thinking. And the problem of what happens is that you have all of these people that are effectively too dumb to be employed in a way that's like meaningful. And how are you going to fix that? What do you do with those people? Because, like, there are no jobs for them because all of them have been automated. Culling? Yeah, we could maybe turn them into food. That would be a good idea. Kill them? Yeah. Send them off to war? Yeah, that's another good one, right? Purge? Yeah. And there's some solutions to it, but like, and if you really follow this line of thinking out and you look at it and you extrapolate this into like 30 years, right? 30 years into the future. If you're one of those people that's in the bottom 20% and you're living in the slums, basically, you can't afford anything and you're basically your life just sucks. Why wouldn't you go out and rob buildings and burn down stores? Of course they will. Of course, because they've basically been spawned into a situation where they're set up to lose. Yeah, they have nothing to lose. Exactly, yeah. Was thinking about it. So what do you do with those people? Because you get shot? Right, well, that's what I'm saying. You have to kill them, right? And so is that the solution? Do we shoot them all? Something like that. You still need people to buy things. You don't need all of the people to buy all of the things. Like, the bottom 20% of people don't have a lot of purchasing power in the beginning in the first place. That's not where you have all that happen. You cannot kill a majority. Yeah, you easily can. You just have the majority kill the other half of the majority. We'll just make them all cops. Yeah, exactly. Again, this is where a lot of people fear will happen to most people when we have AGI. What is this here? Born to lose seems disingenuous. Literal eugenicist arguments. Do you really think that I'm wrong? I understand that the nature of what I'm saying is politically incorrect. But I don't think I'm wrong.